Hello there, I'm Scotty, you're not. Welcome back to Halloween Horror Month. And we're going to talk about Heart Eyes. Yes, I know this would be a little more appropriate around, say, Valentine's Day, but I don't know. A movie comes out around Valentine's Day and you get it later in the year and you're trying to save it. It's easier to just save it for Halloween instead of Valentine's Day. So this is a rom-com slasher starring Olivia Holt, who I know from Kicking It. Well, you get all tough with me, I'm saying it, yeah. I don't know any Kicking It fans watching this and expecting music to come on and she go, oh yeah, that's my jam. No. But, yeah, and then Mason Gooding, son of Cuba Gooding Jr., and was the star of Scream 5 and 6. I know what Scream 5 is called, but I call it that. As you can tell, I'm tired. Now, I want to get this one done tonight, so. We also have my boy Devin Sawa and Jordana What's-Her-Face. Yes, I know her last name, but it's a running gag, so, yeah. And the story here is there is a killer, the Heart Eyes killer, or Heck, I hate that, who goes around killing people on or around Valentine's Day. And we see this couple setting up a proposal, and they get murdered. So does the photographer. And it's really confusing because, it goes after couples, but it kills the photographer. Witnesses, I guess. I don't know. And I think one of the more confusing things is the whole thing is that this killer goes after couples. But the main couple we follow are not actually a couple, because it's also a rom-com. So they sort of fall in love throughout the movie. They're not already a couple. They explain it towards the end. Oh man, I was into it. Okay. And then during a certain part at the police station, I just sort of got taken out of it. I went, no, you can't do that. And then when they reveal the killer, just like, really? That's just it? I was really ready to hate this movie because I hate it when they do that. And then they pull a twist that made me wish that they went with the first reveal. Because the second reveal was so obvious once things kind of kept going, and I went, oh, this is happening. So, yeah. So, this one couple's killed at the beginning. We're going to rush past that. We meet Allie, who is Olivia Holt's character. And apparently she's had some bad luck with love. She's on a dating app. I'll never do those things, okay? I'll never do a dating app. No, those things are more hassle than what it's worth. And she has like a meet cute thing, a coffee thing with this guy. What's his name? Jay. Played by Mason Gooding. Turns out he also works for the same place she does. And they're working on this campaign. I don't know what the hell their campaign is. I missed it, and they never explained it again. But they're working on something together. And they need to get it done as quickly as possible because he's going to his friend's wedding. Best friend's wedding or something. First thing in the morning or whatever. So he's got to get it done on Valentine's Day. So you're getting married. Why don't you get married on Valentine's Day, right? I don't know. Well, the murders that we saw, these detectives, Hobbs and Shaw. And before I could even get it out, I'm like, Hobbs and Shaw? The movie goes, I like the movie? And Jordana What's-Her-Face goes, never seen it. Yeah, you weren't in that one. So, yeah, there's the joke. Hobbs and Shaw. Like, Hobbs and Shaw, really? Zeke Hobbs is Devon Sawa's name, and her name is Linnea Shaw or something. Whatever. Well, they find that someone left a wedding ring with the initials LS. What could that mean? What could that mean? I don't know. But, yeah. And then we forget about the cop plot for a while. Because we gotta have a romance part of the movie. And look, having a horror movie, a slasher film is also... Stop interrupting me. Having a slasher film that's also a romantic comedy can work. In theory. I don't think the execution worked the way they wanted it to. Because, like what the usual plot for a slasher would be, the cops trying to track this down, we gotta have big gaps in the cops to do this romance stuff. And the result, the cops are not even secondary, just like they're an afterthought in this. Because there's a point, like I said, there's a certain point in the movie that took me out, and I'm just sitting here going, you could have done that. Or you could have done that. Right? There's always, they could have done something, and they just sort of wrote it off. Because it's about this couple. Look at it. So, while talking, she happens to see her ex with his new girlfriend, so she kisses Jay to make him jealous. This gets the attention of the Heart Eyes killer, and he starts going after them. So, later, when the reveal happens, I was like, oh, they're gonna say that this was like an accident or something. I don't know, but they didn't. I don't know. I'll get to it. But after the little dinner, they go back to her place, and she can't. Her door, she can't find her keys, so they break in. And the Heart Eye Killers, they get in there. They both dressed up as Pikachu, and they were kids apparently. And the Heart Eyes Killer shows up and attacks them. And there's a big chase, and they sort of separate. She basically ditches him at this point. And then the cops finally show up. And of course, what all movie cops do, they arrest the wrong fucking person. And here's the thing, because it's like, oh, we found him with the mask and a knife. I'm like, okay, one of them is the killer. Whenever you have a killer, where evidence is found on someone, then it's got to be one of the cops that planted the evidence, right? If one of the cops found them, then one of the cops has to be the killer. And I went, it's Devon Sawa, isn't it? Sure, I don't think I've seen him being a bad guy in a movie. Yeah, sure. I would have preferred that, actually. But, yeah, and like, here's what pisses me off. Because it's one of those things where they have to write it where no matter what anyone says, they still have to not believe what people are saying because we have to get from A to B. The plot dictates that they have to end up at the police station. So even though she's literally telling them facts about how they're not a couple, they just met, they've been together all day, they're like, nope, we found out the evidence, so he did it. Okay, sure. But she just gave him an alibi. And they were both attacked. And she knows for a fact he's not one. And all they can come up with is, oh, well, what if he's not working alone? Sure. But he was attacked. So, I know, horror movies. Slash movie 101. You know, it's the whole thing. It's Billy being stabbed and Scream. And he's one of the killers, right? Who's to say? I don't know. Anyway, so he's being interrogated by the cops, and there's no one in the police station. And they give the excuse, oh, they're all celebrating. We got the Hard Eyes Killer. Yeah, that's fucking stupid. Because, like, oh, we're celebrating because we got the Hard Eyes Killer. They just said he might not be working alone. So why did you send everyone out to celebrate? If you just said that, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, one of the cops has to be one of the killers. If they're trying to free it up for something, the killer or one of the killers, whatever. She also meets this guy David, whose scene seems inconsequential, but he becomes important later. He hits on her. She's like, "No, I just been through a lot of stuff." He's like, "Oh yeah, I get it." And then the lights go out. Right. And then the Hard Eyes Killer shows up and he kills this one lady, and this begins a chase that pisses me off because Devon Sawa gets killed, and I went, fuck no. What was the point of having him in this movie? I'm like, because when this guy showed up, good. If he's not the killer, that means he's the hero. He gets stabbed in the dick and dies. What was the point of having his movie? He was not the killer. He's not a hero. What was the point? Also, Jordana What's-Her-Face gets attacked off screen, and I went, okay, save that for later, because usually when someone gets attacked off screen, there's something. There's something. But yeah, so I like how she rescues him though. It's because it's kind of funny. There's comedy in this where it's like she bursts through the window thing and shoots him. And he gets away, and then she falls down. It's kind of funny because it's got comedy. They get out of there, and they accidentally lead him to make out place a bunch of couples are, and he just starts slaughtering people. They hide in this one couple's van, and they're having a very nice conversation. They're telling each other the truth, while a couple is just fucking in the back. Yeah, and I gotta address frustration. Kinda. It's like they're going at it. It's like, they're getting really loud, and the Hard Eyes Killer finds them. But like, here's one thing. Just because they're being loud back there fucking, how does the Hard Eyes Killer know that that's where they're at? There's a couple doing it. They're doing it. So the Hard Eyes Killer shows up and kills them. But like, you see the woman and she's not naked at all. So it's like, because they're like, oh, this is a romantic kind of movie, but no nudity. I'm like, because when it's happening, oh great, they're having sex, I'm not gonna be able to show my son. And then, like, she's not naked, so I can technically show him. Well, he's gonna wonder what the sounds are. And we watch it at my mom's house. It's gonna be awkward if she's walking around. I don't know. I could mute it, I guess, because there's really nothing in it. You know. I don't know. Again, I'm not in a hurry. He's 14, so he's getting up there. But we have yet to have the birds and the bees talk. We had some talks, but not that. Anyway. So they run off, and they decide we can't run anymore. We have to fight. So they confront the guy, and they find a fucking sword, and they stab him through with it. They run him through with it. It's over, right? They take the mask off to reveal some guy they don't know. They're like, who the fuck is that? And I went, like, oh, really? We're doing this where it's just some guy? It's not anyone important? Wait, some random idiot killed Devon Sawa? No, fuck this movie, man. What? What is this? I'm like, and what was up with Jordana What's-Her-Face getting attacked off screen? I don't get it. I don't get it. don't get it. So everything is done, right? We're saying goodbye. She got the blankets on. And he's like, hey, why don't we go back to my hotel room? We'll get robots or room service. And we'll just... She's like, I can't. Movie's not over yet. No. She's like, I can't. Because she hasn't overcome her fear of love yet. So... I didn't kind of laugh. So, like, Jordana What's-Her-Face shows up with a sling. She's like, oh, I'm fine. She's like, oh, I can take you to the we need to go. No, there's no problem. So they just leave her there. Like, and so it's like, oh, we need to clean up. Oh, I gotta go somewhere else. The ambulance driver's like, I gotta go somewhere else. And she takes the blankets away from her and drives off, just leaves her there. Like, wouldn't she also need to go to the hospital? They're absolutely fine enough to just leave from there, I guess. And, yeah. She goes home and she has a conversation with her friend, who I haven't mentioned up until now because she hasn't been that important since the beginning of the movie. Not even any of that. Unless she's going to be more of a character, but no. She's not. And this is where Allie realizes she's in love with him. So, she goes to the airport to try to stop him from leaving. Like, oh, this is why it's not over yet. Because this is one of those, oh, the killer's identity is not important. No, because it's about the love. It's going to be the thing, I love you, don't leave. And they go to have the little kiss in the airport. No. This is a slasher film. We don't get that. Instead, her phone rings from an unknown caller. And it's the Hard Eyes Killer saying that he's got the lover boy. He's got Jay, and if you want him, come alone to the Saint Valentine's Chapel. And then here is where I went, okay, it's Jordana What's-Her-Face. She's the other killer. It has to be. How else would the killer get Jay? I mean, they wouldn't kill off one of the bigger stars off screen. Because that was the thing. Is that I thought she was one of the killers because she was off screen. And it's like, she shows up with a wound. Okay, she's not. But now, I'm starting like, okay, she's got to be one of the killers. So, she shows up, and the killer starts a monologue and takes the mask off to reveal David, the guy that hit on her earlier. He was in one fucking scene. He's an IT guy. Even she doesn't remember who he was. IT guy? We talked earlier? Yeah. He's not alone. No, Jordana What's-Her-Face is also one of the killers. And the other guy, he was their fan boy. See, they kill people because they get their rocks off. They have a kink. They get their rocks off of killing couples. And they were working with their fanboy Eli. And that's when I'm like, oh, because they keep saying we're not a couple. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Eli was the one who saw them kiss and went after them. And he fucked up. And they just are now going to realize they're not a couple. No. It was one of them that saw them. And they said that the kiss they had was so passionate or whatever that they knew there was something there. No, that's not an excuse. You can't have a premise where you have a killer going after couples and it's not a couple they're actually chasing after. But whatever. And this is when I went, I think I would have preferred it to be just a random guy doing these, because the explanation of this couple... So, there's a plot hole here. Are they moving from precinct to precinct so that they can kill people in each city? Because it's not just this city, it's other cities, Philadelphia and stuff like that. And if so, why hasn't any other police department caught on to wherever these people go, death happens, right? Or are we to believe that they just leave somewhere, go on like a vacation around this time? Again, that's a little bit iffy, right? I was also waiting for like an explanation like, oh, you think we're the only ones? No, we just killed here this year. There's others out there, which is kind of what we're led to believe at the end, because They also point out, and I have to point this out because they pointed out about Saint Valentine, who was decapitated. That's an important plot point. Well, they tell her, hey, you got that gun, you have a choice. You can kill yourself, or you can kill boyfriend here. My boyfriend. So she first points at her head. She has the whole speech about how she loves him and she's sorry, and she points the gun at him and shoots. Bullet goes through him and shoots Jordana What's-Her-Face. But it's like, it's just a flesh wound. Because she's like, oh. And they go like, oh no, baby. By the way, they knock over all these candles. And I'm waiting for a fire to start, but there's no fire. They just must, when they fall, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. So he was shot, and he just sort of lays there for most of the thing. Because female empowerment, am I right? Yeah, I bet I bet for people who don't like that shit, I'm starting to just get detached from it altogether. I bet this was eye roll moment number one. Oh, why is the woman doing all this? Why is the woman the one that's saving the day? Because she does. He's tied up this whole fucking time, and she's the one that saves the day. Woke! Again, I'm becoming numb. I've become so numb that I do not care. Yeah, I'm just done with this. Like, do whatever you want. It's not going away. You can complain about it till you're purple, blue, rainbowed in the face. It's not going to go away. So it's not worth blood pressure problems and heart attacks because you got so fucking angry. Just let it go. It's not going anywhere. It's like CGI. It's not going anywhere. Stop complaining. Right? Is it annoying? Yes. But I think it's the least offensive in this. I mean, I wish he was doing more than just laying there for the whole fucking time. But I think he does do something. Because, like, David gets knocked down and covered with wax. And then he does do something. She pushes Jordana What's-Her-Face through this spike, and he gets decapitated, like St. Valentine, right? And I think it's over, and then here comes David again, and this is where the guy, Jay, takes the sword and stabs it through him. There was a gag earlier where when they killed Eli, blood splashed in her mouth and she threw up. Not a fan of it. I don't need to see her throw up. She did it a couple times. I don't know. But here, she's like, you gotta refer blood. And yeah. So, points where Devon Sawa could have been used better. He shows up and shoots Eli. Or he's the cop that shows up to help them instead of Jordana What's-Her-Face, so they both show up. Or here, he shows up, like, when David pops up, comes after them, Devon Sawa comes in, shoots him in the head. Right? That he figured it out. Also, I want to know when they switched, because when they're explaining what happened, they show that David was the one down in the police station killing people, even though Eli was the one that chased them from the police station. So that they swap out off screen? Because it feels like it's continuous unless they just swapped. I don't know. Unless there was two hard eyes killers there, and they just killed Eli, and David didn't go after them because they wanted a false sense of security. I don't know, but then we cut to a year later, and they're a happy couple. Their campaign was a success, I guess, and yeah, they go to a movie together, and this is where we get eye-rolling moment for people number 2. So he goes, the guy's gonna propose. He's like, "Will you move in with me?" And she's like, "I don't want a key. I don't want a key. I want you." And she goes, "Will you marry me?" And I can see people going, why does she have to ask him? He says yes, by the way. And yeah, I can see that. People going, why does she ask him? It's supposed to be the man's job. And that's true. Now I know there's some, for instance, some instances that it'll work, like Prince. Although I do feel like Chandler got his balls ripped out of him when got proposed, because he had been trying and trying to propose to Monica, only for it to be ripped up underneath him by her, right? By that point, he was kind of giving up though. But I don't know. How many times did Ross propose on there? 3 or 4 times. I mean, not all on screen, because we know he proposed to his first wife. Her name's not Karen, right? And then he proposed to Emily. Maybe it's only 2. Yeah. So yeah, they're all happy, and then they get a phone call, and it sounds like the Hard Eyes killers come back. But it's just her friend that we've ignored for the whole movie, and as she's talking to him, the line cuts. So I don't know. But yeah. I don't know. Does it set up a sequel? Again, I don't know how that would work, because all the killers are dead unless there was another one that was there. I don't know. And I don't know if they even try to make it. I'm not too excited, because, like, again, when they killed Devon Sawa, that's where I kind of just went, nope. It's like, he died so many times on Chucky. He deserved to be the hero here, or be the killer. I don't know. Maybe he survived and has no balls, so now he's getting revenge. Like, 1 year ago, you cost me my balls, and now I'm coming after you. I don't know. He could have survived that. I don't think. Maybe there was more to it. I don't know, but I don't know. It was fine. I'll give it a high middle of the road. It was fine. I enjoyed it for what it was, but I don't know. It's fine. It's just fine. So, what are your thoughts on Hard Eyes? Leave a comment so much. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Scott, and I'll see you